Hello and welcome to the Chris Tree channel on a rather breezy seafront at Southend. I thought I'd do a quick video since I'm going for a stroll and enjoying the sea air. And as you can see behind me, roughly where my thumb is, we've got the end of Southend Pier. And during World War II that was known as HMS Leigh, and it was commanded by the Admiralty at the beginning of the war in September 1939, and it served as Thames Naval Command for convoy shipping coming in and out of the estuary going to London. About 80,000 ships passed through this point during the course of the war, which is pretty impressive. However, the Luftwaffe saw it as a bit of a target and liked to try and destroy it. However, you had things like barrage balloons, anti-aircraft guns, and you had servicemen and women from all three branches stationed on the pier trying to protect it. The shore establishment was called HMS Westcliff, and quite often people get those two things muddled up the wrong way around. So the shore was Westcliff, the pier, that was Leigh. Looking farther along, as we look out of the estuary, you probably can't see it behind me because of the lighting, but roughly around about here, you've got a part of what's called the Mulberry Harbour, and following the D-Day landings in June 1944, part of the plan to supply troops with fuel and equipment, and also withdraw wounded. The idea was created, I suppose, or formed to create these large concrete structures that you could connect one after the other into a makeshift bridge or harbour. And rumour has it, the name Mulberry Harbour comes from an old nursery rhyme that Churchill likes, although we don't really know where that came from. However, this particular segment, and you'll see it out in the water, it's a little dark lump, but actually if you get close up, it's absolutely mammoth, it's huge. That broke away. It was constructed up on the northeast coast around Hull, and in June-July 44 there were a few severe storms, and quite a lot of these Mulberry Harbours broke away, and this did, and it was brought into the estuary and dumped on a sandbank so it wouldn't get in the way of those shipping convoys down at HMS Leigh. Now, if I turn around again, we have behind me part of the sea wall, and people might think it's part of the defence against coastal erosion and rising sea tides. This was actually built in 1940 on the off chance that the Germans invaded. They tried, or at least they had a plan called Operation Sea Line to invade. Never really took off as it goes, but defensive measures were put in place. Southend was the beginning of phase 2 of Operation Sea Line, invading from the north coast of Kent, coming across the estuary to Southend and ending roughly around Malden, where then they'd begin to sweep around London and hopefully take out the capital. Not much is left here today, but if you're walking along, and you'll see some of this concrete here, you'll also see a couple of blocks, and those are all part of the original defences, which is kind of cool. And lastly, right behind me, we have this feature here, and it doesn't look very exciting. Bit of brickwork. It's actually the entrance to the old gasworks that used to be here. That's long since gone. It's now a lovely open car park. However, this little structure here has a pillbox behind it, and those who are in the know will see or remember that there's a little slit in one of the bricks, and it was actually a Home Guard observation post. So particularly in the summer of 1940, maybe a few months from that point, the pillbox would have a couple of Home Guard men in the observation point looking out the estuary to see if there was any invasion ships coming up the estuary. Like I say, it never happens, but it's always good to prepare for these things. So anyway, I thought I'd do a quick video on some on-the-spot World War II history for you. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Keep your eyes peeled on the Chris Tree podcast and the Chris Tree Facebook page for posts about not just the Second World War, but all local history, from the Paleolithic all the way up to World War II. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this, and I'll catch you all around. Ta-ta!